Hi everyone, it's Jason from Rising Tide. Just wanted to do a video today about drag and drop dispatching in HaloPSA. I've had a few clients ask me about whether Halo has a dispatch portal built in. They've used other PSAs in the past which had that feature built in out the box and enabled you to easily kind of drag tickets into technicians' calendars. Now Halo does allow you to do this. There's a guide on the Halo knowledge base which explains to you how to set this up, which we'll do shortly. One of the reasons I really like Halo is that when it comes to ticketing, you can set up ticket workflows and ticket actions, which can really kind of take that ticket on a journey and ensure everything happens on that ticket that you want to happen. The right people get assigned, the right statuses get set, the right emails get sent out. And the one thing when you start dragging and dropping tickets in the system is you can lose the ability to have that ticket carry on its ticket workflow journey. But there are some things we can do around that to make sure that doesn't happen. So we can look at that after we've set that up. So we've got our test instance here of Halo with a few tickets in. I've got a very simple ticket workflow that I've set up with a dispatch, a triage, a dispatch, and a working stage. In terms of one of these tickets, if we grab one of these tickets, I'm just going to reset this because it's not at the start of the workflow where I want it to be. If we just grab one of these and quickly run through it in terms of how this ticket workflow is working right now. So we've got a triage step where we can come in and we can make sure the categories are set and the priority and whatever else we want to appear in this action. That will then move us on to a dispatch step. So we've got this create appointment action which is built into the system. So here's where we can kind of book in an appointment for somebody to take a look at it. So I'm going to schedule myself in here to look at this ticket in 15 minutes and click save, and that's going to create an appointment. It's going to change the ticket to scheduled, which I've set as for the create appointment action to do once it's been done, and it's going to move us on to the working stage of the ticket as per the workflow in here once that create appointment action is done. Now that works fine. Obviously, it's a bit more challenging when you've got 20 tickets maybe to dispatch and 5 engineers, which is why having a dispatch portal can be a useful kind of tool to accomplish that a bit quicker. So the way of setting this up in Halo is to set up a dashboard. So if we go to configuration and we go to reporting and we go to dashboards and then we click new. So we want to create a dispatch portal dashboard. So if we give it a name, go to the layout and add a couple of widgets. So we're going to add our calendar in. Now unfortunately the way that Halo does this is it just do it in an iframe. So we're going to put our URL of our instance in with calendar on the end, and it's going to show us our calendar iframe within the dashboard, and here you'll be able to see everyone's calendars, and you can filter by appointment type and by agents. We're also going to add another widget, so now we're going to add tickets in. We're going to say ticket lists, and now we can start to filter out in terms of what we actually want to see within those lists here. So we go service desk. Now at the moment we're just going to leave it as all tickets, but this is where we can come back in a second and have a look at this, because it's really useful to kind of make your own list as well and create a custom list with criteria to ensure that you only want to see stuff that you want to dispatch rather than just all open tickets. But we'll leave it as that for now. We'll select our common profile and click save. So now we've got our ticket widget as well. So if we click save on that, that's from where I've already done some testing. So we've got dispatch portal 1, and if we then go to our dashboards and have a look at that portal, so there it is. So now we've got the ability to see the calendars and see the tickets at the same time and drag and drop these onto the calendar. Final step here is we can make it appear on the navigation menu on the left hand side. So if we go to configuration, we go to advanced settings, we scroll down to the, gone too far, to the screen layout profiles, and we select navigation menu, and we go to the only profile we've got, the default one, go to button layout and go edit. So we're going to add that dispatch portal in now. One thing we forgot to do, which we can do now, is we need to grab the URL of that portal. So if we click add, we're going to call this dispatch portal, put the URL in, we can give it a nice icon, click save. At the moment it's showing the overflows, we want to show it in the menu. And then we'll try and drag it up as far as we can. And go again, all the way up to the top. And now we can see it right there. So now we've got our dispatch portal. So we've got some tickets here. So if we go back to our list of tickets, so we've got one here, so it's already been through triage. This one's ready for create appointment here. So this one is the error message when starting Excel. So if you go and find that. So error message when starting Excel. It's in new, it's unassigned. So we're going to drag it into someone's calendar to work on shortly. So if we drag it into Amir's calendar for 12 PM and drop it in. So it's now put that appointment in that in his calendar for him. So if we go back to the ticket and refresh, so it's created the appointment. We can now see the appointment under the ticket. The challenge we've got is that we're still sat at the dispatch stage of the workflow. So because we did it outside of the workflow and we didn't use the action, it's not moved that on along the workflow for us. It's also left the status as new. So we want to correct these things here. So in regards to it has assigned the agent because I've got it set to under. We've got to look at some of the settings now. So under appointments, calendars and appointments, and general settings, I've got the option ticked which says when creating an appointment on a ticket, if the ticket is unassigned, assign it to the agent of the appointment. So that kind of makes sure that whether we do it through drag and drop or we do it through an action, it will always assign it automatically. Now there are some other things we can turn on here. So the ticket is still in new status. So we've got a setting here that says status after agent creates appointment, do not change. So that's because that's set like that, that's not updated the status for us. We can also change that under the ticket type if we want. So there's an option under ticket type, and if we went into ticket type instant and settings, we'd have the same option there. So what we can do for now is I'll just change it here and say scheduled. So if an appointment ever gets created anywhere in the system, it's going to change that status to scheduled for us automatically. Then the next thing we need to do is we need to make sure it moves along the workflow for us too. So if we go to configuration and to tickets and to workflow and find that workflow I created. So this is where now we're stuck at this stage. So the problem will be if Amir comes to work on this ticket when it gets to 12 o'clock, he won't be able to do anything. The only option he's got is to create another appointment before it gets him to allow him to click start work, which opens up all of his other options. So the way we can get around that is we can add some automation at the dispatch step here to ensure that ticket, if it gets drag and dropped, it moves along automatically. So if we click add under the add actions here and we say automation, and we're going to select our automation quick action that we've got set up in the system. So this is just a kind of a dummy quick action that doesn't actually do anything in itself, but it gives us access to to this top trigger when meeting the conditions for entering, and then we can add some conditions down here below. So the conditions we are going to add here is we're going to say that if the status is set to scheduled, and if the So we could leave it as that. We could just leave it as the status is set to scheduled. It's going to move on. I'm also going to add it in here that the agent is also does not include unassigned, which means the ticket will be assigned. So if it hits those conditions, when the ticket gets updated, it will move along to the start work step. So we've got that automation there now that moves it along. If we click save, if we go to our, we'll go find a new ticket. So we'll just move this one along just so we can check it. So we've got this one now at the dispatch stage. It's set to new, it's unassigned, it's not got any appointments. So let's go drag and drop this one in. So telephony system offline. So we've got it here, telephony system offline. So I'm going to schedule James in for this at 1 PM. Drag and drop that in. And if we go back, so now the status is updated to scheduled. It assigned James to the ticket as well, which it was already doing, but it's moved along the workflow for us now. So now when James comes to this ticket, he's now got access to the actions that he needs to access to be able to work on this ticket. So that's kind of really important because, like I said, I using the ticket workflows and the ticket actions in Halo can be really powerful. So you want to make sure that if you are using the drag and drop, your tickets are still progressing as they should there. So the one last thing we can do here is we can actually update this list here to make sure that we're seeing the tickets we want to see. So if we go configurations, tickets, views, configure lists, we'll go and create a dispatch portal list. We'll just call it dispatch actually. And if we go to filters, we're going to say open tickets. We can actually say all open tickets there. So we're going to add some criteria here. So the good thing about the criteria here is we can actually do it by workflow stages. So we're actually going to say we only want to see tickets that are in that workflow, that have that dispatch function within them. And we're going to say we only want to see the tickets that are at that workflow stage number 2, which is the dispatch stage. So we're going to click save on that. Access control, we need to say all agents can, cancel that. Let's just go all agents I can read this. Click save. And if we go back to our dashboard and we go to the dispatch portal one and the layout and click edit. We go and edit our ticket view down here, and rather than say all tickets, we're going to say my list, and we're going to say dispatch, and we're going to click save. And we're going to save that. So now when we go to the dispatch portal, we're only going to see the tickets that need us to dispatch them. So this one is still there because we had that issue. This is the one that didn't move automatically. We can get that to move automatically if we just quickly change this. What should happen now is that automation should run and it should move across to the working stage for us. Yep, and that's gone. So now we're only going to see in here what we need to see, so what actually needs dispatching. And obviously you can use different criteria in here, you can use status, you can look at different certain teams, you can do whatever you need to do. The reason I tie it up with the workflow is because obviously we've got that automation that goes along with the workflow with that specific dispatching stage of the workflow. So that's it really. So that's how kind of drag and drop works in Halo. There are some other settings in the system that are worth kind of looking into. If you go and look at the calendars and appointments, you've got a option here for utilizing the estimated time. Here, nope, somewhere here. Good old Control F. There we go. So when creating appointments with drag and drop from a ticket list, you used estimated time for appointment length. So what you could look to do is start utilizing the estimated time. That is a field that is already going to probably be on your instant ticket. if you go and look at your incident ticket type, you've got estimated time showing in the ticket details. But what you could do is you could start to utilize that on the new ticket screen or on the triage screen, maybe if you're doing triage before you're doing dispatch, for somebody to then come in and fill that in and put some estimated time, so that when you're dragging and dropping tickets in, you can have it automatically put the time based on what the estimated time has been. Yeah, and that's it. So hope you guys found that useful. Leave any comments below, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, bye.